I haven't had a chance to film these days, but we have been planting more things. We are still February, even though it's the end of February, and I want to show you what I'm going to plant today and what we already planted. And some of the things are even already coming out, which is amazing. It's been very mild weather outside, very warm. We are now expecting a few colder days, so we'll see how things go. I hope it's not gonna get as cold in our area, because we are not in a very high area, and usually the weather here is much milder than most of the parts anywhere else in the country. We are located in Bulgaria, and today we're gonna plant some seeds of Chinese cabbage, some Swiss chard as well, 2 types, and I also have some Portuguese cabbage, which is a type of kale, and the difference is that it's usually the leaves are bigger and they're much more tender. I really love it. And then we're gonna also plant some daikon radish seeds, just to have enough for the spring, not too much, because we like to eat it more in the winter. So we will be planting more daikon radish to go further in the winter season later on. So now it's just gonna be very little. The Chinese cabbage as well, we're just gonna plant a tiny little bit that we will eat primarily in the spring, because it doesn't have a very long growth period, and it's gonna be the first time we are growing this, and I really cannot wait. Before we head to the other things that we planted this year, I wanted to show you the mint. It's already coming out and it's absolutely gorgeous. I was growing mint in pots for a couple of years, but last year I just decided to dump the pots here outside, and they have been growing much bigger and more beautiful. However, I was aware of that, but also for you to let you know, mint can become quite invasive, and just for 1 year, from this little area here, it's already spreading all the way to here, and there's a whole bunch over there. So I need to make sure I'm controlling it very well. It tends to, because it grows very tall, and when they fall they just make roots very quickly, and probably underground the roots also go and they spread around. But it's very beautiful and it's very worth it. We already planted under the straw, and the earth is actually quite good for a second year mulching. It's not bad at all, because usually the better results are coming in 4 or 5 years, I would say, when you have enough decomposed matter on top. But anyways, we already planted here garlic, and it's already coming out. Look at it. Thanks to the good weather, it's very beautiful. We already planted just yesterday some onions. We need to plant a little bit more, so we are planning on preparing this pot here for some more onions. We eat much more onions than garlic, but both are very essential in our diet, so it is very important to have. We also planted peas, and they didn't come out yet, which is not unexpected, of course. Now here, what we have that is already showing, we already have some spinach coming out. This is the spinach, and of course there's grass here and there as well, but we will be taking care of it, because it's grass, for example. These little guys here, You see, this is how the cabbage family looks like when they start growing. Actually, the radish family, they look very similar, and this in our case is bok choy. They are right next to each other, the spinach and the bok choy. They're growing under some plastic. It's like a mini greenhouse here, and they are liking it quite well. We also have parsley on this side, but of course it didn't come out yet. It's a little bit early. And some flowers at the end over there. I'm also expecting them to come later on, which is okay. We didn't work on this part yet. We have to fix it. But what do we have here? We have two types of salads, and the curly salads were planted in the autumn, but I didn't cover them until recently, so they would have be even ready to eat. But still, the size is not bad. For end of February, it's fabulous. I'm expecting in about a couple of weeks, because they are now growing very fast. We're watering them regularly, so probably in a couple of weeks we will already be eating our first salad. And then I transferred our romaine salad, which I started indoors, and then I just transferred it outdoors. It's loving it here under the plastic. It's looking absolutely fantastic. You see, even though it's small, it will start growing very fast. Where is it? There you go. Here we have some radish, just small radish planted, but it didn't come out yet. I am not expecting it to come until it gets a little bit warmer for a longer period of time, so it's no surprise. And here right next to it I have prepared my spot for where I'm gonna be planting Chinese cabbage. And my Portuguese cabbage seeds are like this because they were shipped by my partner's mom directly from Portugal, and we have two types of it. I don't think I can pronounce them very well, so I'm not gonna even try. But I'm just gonna put some seeds here on one side, just the Chinese cabbage, just a little bit, and on the other side from the Portuguese cabbage I'm gonna put some compost on top, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of straw on top, not too much. I'm not gonna put all the straw back because I wanted to not to have difficulty coming out. Guys, I wanted just to show you how the seeds of the cabbage family looks like, because they're pretty much identical. This is the Chinese cabbage seeds, but the Portuguese cabbage seeds and regular cabbage, they look pretty much the same. The pak choy was also the same. So really make sure you put signs, or you remember, or whatever technique you have, what you're planting from these guys and where, because they're gonna look very much alike at the beginning. Okay, I opened up a space here for the daikon radish. As you see, we have drip watering system. We didn't dismantle it to put it inside in the winter because it was very mild, the weather, as I told you. I just wanted to mention that we also planted beetroots over there, and here there's more garlic, and there's more beetroots here as well. Also, when you're planting, if you are a first-time gardener, a beginner like us, you may not know that it's good to combine certain crops, but some of them, they don't combine very well. And generally roots next to each other are okay. They're good companions. And this is the daikon radish seeds. What I'm going to do, my method of, sorry about the noise. So my method of planting such seeds, I just take a bunch of them and I sprinkle them around. I prefer to put more, and then when they come out, I take out some of them. Like this, they have enough space in between them, rather than having to spend a ton of time putting them seed by seed and spacing them out, as it says on the package, because each package that you buy, it's gonna tell you at what space they should be to have best results. And I'm really not following this. I just sprinkle like I told you, and when they come out, I just pluck out some of them so that I pretty much follow the instructions of the package. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I had to work a little bit this land, even though it was under the straw, because it's just second year of mulching, like I told you, and it's still not fluffy enough, good enough. Our soil is very tough when it dries out, especially and when you walk on top of it, it becomes almost like a rock. But eventually, with a few years of mulching, it becomes very nice. Now here I worked a little bit. I'm gonna sprinkle the seeds, and then what we do, we put some organic matter from our compost bin here, and again just a little bit of straw to finish it all. And before I say goodbye, I just wanted to show you a little bit of our tomato seedlings. I have prepared these for some friends, and they're looking gorgeous. They're from the seeds of my grandmother that I revived last year after 10 years of not being grown. And I'm really excited to grow these for the second year now. Thank you, and hope to see you next time. Make sure you subscribe to stay with me with each new video that comes.